Second Ezra 8, verse 58, it says, and said in their heart that there is no power, yea, and that knowing they must die, right? So what, they're going to get that punishment, right? It says, Sirach 11 and 21, it says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. So what, we're supposed to be doing this work at all times, you know? For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. And that's what he's done with us with this truth. And what we're going to be really rich when we get this kingdom of heaven, you know, when we get the salvation, as I should say, right? When we get the salvation, right? And we're actually dealing with Yahawashi on a closer level, you know, right? We're gonna actually see him, right? We're gonna be able to speak with him, and that's amazing, you know. There's nothing that can be compared to that. While these 2/3 are being destroyed, right? We're gonna be able to talk to the Son of the Most High and such like that, you know, to our King, you know, with reverence and honor, you know. That's what's gonna happen, right? But yeah, this is created. This was made for us, right? These scriptures was made for us to get this. This is the blueprints for our salvation, right? Right. This is Psalms 58 and 1. It says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, ye sons of men? And this is talking about the Edomites, the Caucasians. It says, yea, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, right? It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, right? Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. It says, break their teeth, O power, in their mouth, and break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord, right? It says, let them, and what happens to a lion when he doesn't have any teeth, right? He can't eat and he dies, right? Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces, right? Let me go to this, because what? They're gonna try to escape this destruction. The Most High already set it up, right? That they're not gonna be able to escape. Right. This is Revelation 6, verse. Let me start at 1. It says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And that's talking about Yahawashi, right? And that's what he's going to do. He's going to take all these nations out of their power seat, right? And set them up that they're going to be slaves. And when he had opened the second, he's coming back to destroy this place, America, right? And redeem his elect, and put all these nations in subjection under him, right? And that's going to be with the 144,000, you know? It says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon. to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And that's talking about Esau, right? Because you go back to the story with Esau, right? Actually, let's go to it. Right, we got nothing but time over here, right? This is because Jacob supplanted Esau of his birthright, but Esau despised his birthright anyways. So it's Genesis 27, because he didn't see any value in his birthright. So it's whatever, right? And that's how the Most High set it up. Genesis 27, and now 34, because now Jacob got the blessing, right? It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, right, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. Right, so that blessing is for us, right? It says, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob, which means supplanter, for he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. Right? So, and with corn and wine will I sustain him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? And this is spiritually and physically. Physically, this is the progenitor of the Caucasians, Esau, right? It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Right? So he was crying out. He was, he was crying out. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. That's why they got it now. That's where they're all over the place. Right? And if the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Right? So what? They got the blessing of the sword. And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated, but that's the point right there. But it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. But let's go back, let's go to this real quick, right? Because that hatred that Esau has. This is Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, which is talking about the Edomites, right? And say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, right? I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. All right, let me see something. Okay. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, which is what? The nation of the sons of Jacob. You know, the people that come from Jacob, right? The Israelites. It says, by the force of the sword, and that's what they were blessed with, the sword. In the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right? Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? So what? Esau even to this day hates Jacob, which Jacob are the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? I'll bring this out. Because for Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and 4, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And me explaining that's talking about the Edomites, the Caucasians, right? That's talking about Esau, right? His seed line, right? And they took peace from the earth when Alexander the Great came into power, right? When it's the Greeks, right? Which they took over that name. It was Japhites before that, right? This is Maccabees 1:1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations, and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, which was his 4 generals, such as were honorable, right, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, right? Right? It says, and his servants bare rule every one in his place, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves. It says, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So that's when peace was taken out of this earth, right? It says evils were multiplied in the earth, right? And we know that Alexander the Greek, he was an Edomite, right? He was a Caucasian, right? Let's go back, Revelation 6. It says, verse 5, and when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand, right? And this is talking about the slavery of the Israelites, right? That black horse is a representation of our slavery, right? And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, right? Which is talking about this knowledge, right? And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held, right? But this pale horse, right, it's talking about this 2nd Esdras 15 and 16. Because what did the Most High say was coming upon the earth? This is 2nd Esdras 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people." So this is only for the Negro, Latino, and Native American, the biblical Israelites, right? The words of prophecy, right? "Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity," which means unbelief, right? We deal with words, we look up words, it means unbelief, "of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee," because they say, oh, the Most High is not going to send his son back, or his son didn't even come upon this planet and such, right? It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness," right? So you got to believe, right, if you want to make it. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction," right? So these things, they're going to be exceedingly great, right, in this time. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled," right? So the Most High is going to punish this earth for its wickedness, right? And that's the times that we're living in. That the Most High, he's going to kill many people for their wickedness, right? But the Israelites, they have a chance at repentance, right? This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah. Let me start at Isaiah 53 and 1. It says, "Who hath believed a report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him." Right, talking about the Son of the Most High. Right, it's saying that there wasn't anything like particularly amazing about him, you know, like in his physical appearance.